Let's go to Manchester next. Renee is there. Renee, what would you like to say?
Hello, good morning, James.
Hello, Renee.
Great programme, great channel, great radio station. Thank you. I am a British Jew. My father was a Holocaust survivor. I'll be honest with you, thank God he's not alive now, because he would turn over in his grave to see what's happening in Gaza. Haven't we suffered enough as Jews to see what happened after the end of the Holocaust? Israel became a country, a nation, and they helped people. If there was disaster, Israel was the first to go out. And now we have a big wave of anti-Semitism. It was always there in the background, but it's come to the forum. I have a sister living in America. By marriage, my brother-in-law's uncle lives in Israel.
Right.
He's been there 53 years. He was a university lecturer, and now he's nearly 100, and he says to my sister, I wish I could leave. The country is so divided. Obviously, economically, it's down the pan, excuse the expression.
That's a perfectly reasonable expression, Renee. You really don't have to excuse it.
And also, when Hamas went to in October, they murdered people in the kibbutz.
Yes.
He said Israelis did not have enough security. He was more concerned, Netanyahu, about the settlers, right? That is wrong too. Two wrongs don't make a right. You will never get rid of Hamas. You get rid of 6, 12 come along. What they should have done, Israel, is said to the Palestinians, right, Hamas has done this. I want you to find these people, tell them where they are, and we will get rid of them. The people are scared of Hamas. If you talk wrongly about Hamas and you're Palestinian, they will go and kill you because they want everybody on their side. I absolutely think this is the most terrible thing to see these poor children starving. I'm sorry to be honest, it reminds me when they liberated Belsen, Auschwitz and everything else. It will all stay in me. I have a thing called a Holocaust gene. I feel for people. I help people where I can because my father said for him to survive, people helped him and they've got to stop this. Israel had a most fantastic, should we say, a fantastic thought of it in
standing.
Yes, standing, right?
Yes.
And they would help people. Their technology is second to none, whether you like it or not. Even England, a lot of the, should we say, English Jews came over from Russia, and they came to England and they started businesses, they employed people. I mean, you've got fantastic people. You've got people like Don Black, our lyricist. He is Jewish, right? You've got people like Sir Alan Sugar. Yeah. He is Jewish. They built up this country and they were proud to be English but Jewish. And now I'm so embarrassed. I am embarrassed and I'm ashamed that Israel has become like this. And that Netanyahu, really, he's corrupt, he's power mad, and quite honestly, he's not the Israel that I went to 40 years ago. Because unfortunately, I've been very ill. I could not travel.
I'm sorry.
But he is absolutely the pits. The average person wants peace. And I'm sorry to be honest, I don't think any of the hostages are still alive. I'm sorry to be honest. It breaks my heart.
Well, I hope you're wrong. I hope you're wrong, obviously.
I hope I'm wrong. I want to be wrong.
But I suppose if they are, then they're less likely to be so by this time tomorrow, given what's happening in Gaza City at the moment, as we speak.
I mean, what's the point? What are they going to achieve?
Well, I was going to ask you that. I was going to ask you that.
They're going to achieve nothing. These poor soldiers, they don't want to fight. Young soldiers have died. Their poor parents. Haven't we suffered enough? My father, just go back to things. My father was in a ghetto. I don't know if you've heard of ghetto in Poland.
Yes.
And before they liquidated it, the partisans cut the wires and said, anybody young who's strong, come to the forest. And my father and his brother were young, 15 and 17, became I call them forest boys. They survived in the forest with the help of people like gypsies, which in Yiddish and in German. It's called Sagina, and they helped each other, and other people helped them. They warned them. And my father survived. His brother didn't survive, but my father survived that. And people helped them, and it was something else. I mean, there's a film you have to see with Daniel Craig. I forgot the name. It's called Defiance, right?
Yes.
And that is the real Jews who came from nothing. I mean, it's something. I watched that film and the tears were down my eyes because that was my father. And he's always said, always help people. If you can't help them, walk away. And this is not the Israel. I'm sorry, James. I'm not being funny, but this new wave of anti-Semitism has become very, excuse my language, trendy, right? It's become trendy. It has. I mean, I had
an earlier caller as well. I don't know if you heard. I don't like to let the people indulging in anti-Semitism off the hook by saying that Netanyahu has caused it, but the truth lies somewhere, and for you, clearly, it lies somewhere between those two positions. It's very because Netanyahu has conflated Judaism with Israel. Netanyahu has said that anybody criticising Israel is anti-Semitic. Therefore, the coin has two sides, doesn't it? And anti-Semitism is going to rise as a consequence of Netanyahu saying that they're the same thing. Criticism of Israel is anti-Semitic. It's a horrible thing to witness. Can I ask you a question? Two things, actually. Stop apologising, Renee. You've got absolutely you've got nothing to apologise for, and an awful lot of love for you coming in to my switchboard. I mean, an awful lot of love. But I puzzle over one thing that you perhaps are much better qualified than me to answer. Your position would be relatively rare. I mean, the strength of your position and the strength of your convictions would be relatively rare, not unique, and certainly, not confined to your experiences among British Jews or among British supporters of Israel. And of course, they're not exactly the same thing. Why do you think that is? Why do you think, you can't speak for other people, but why do you think you're able to achieve the kind of clarity that many people still supporting Netanyahu or still buying into his propaganda have failed to achieve?
Because I feel something so different in my heart. You see, my father was, as I said, a Holocaust survivor.
Yes.
I have his genes. There's something in my DNA that makes me feel I've got compassion for people. I can help people where I can. You've got to stop all this. We're so divided, but really we should be all together. What are we achieving? Absolutely nothing. And I speak from my heart that I am so upset that people have fallen out. I mean, there was a gentleman one day, he was gay, Jewish and blind. He said one of his friends refused to talk to him because of Israel. I mean, come on, honey. This is the wrong way of doing it. I mean, get everybody together, talk together, I know it's a dull thing to say.
It's not a dull thing to say.
It's like you get people together, Muslim, Jewish, Christian. Right, we all like food. I think food brings people together, right?
Yes.
If you get people together, they like certain foods. Jewish people might like this. Some people might like that. I have a lot of non-Jewish friends who love Jewish food. For example, they never, your chicken soup is the Jewish penicillin, and how do you make this, Renee, and that. But they're nice, they understand. But a lot of people don't understand. And I think, they've got to be told Israel has gone the wrong way. And I don't know how you're going to stop it, because you've got to get rid of him and let the people literally take over and start again. I mean, a lot of the Palestinians, they don't want all this. They don't want Hamas either. They don't want all these fanatics. They're fanatics.
Clearly.
When they finish with us, they'll start on somebody else. And people got to realise this. They are fanatics. I mean, quite honestly, what is the world's going to say, whether it's the UN? Israel, he doesn't care what the UN says. Always got some excuse. We have done wrong. We went in the wrong way of doing things, and now we are suffering. And unfortunately, it's the truth. People do not like the truth. They run away from the truth. And I think, James, we're going to have more anti-Semitism. I mean, look at the attacks on Jewish people.
Yeah.
It's been worse in Germany, other countries. People used to get on well together. Now they're divided. You know what? What do I say? I just feel so. I feel so disenfranchised. I feel so upset. You know, I want to say to them, stop it! What you're doing. I mean, him.
Yes.
He's quite honestly. You're never going to get rid of him. He's a power mad. He's corrupt. I mean, these Jewish settlers. What are they doing on there? Well, instead of 2 settlers, now they've got hundreds. We don't want it. It makes things even worse. You know, it's fuel to the fire. Do you know what I mean, James?
Of course I know what you mean. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go on.
Are you sure you're not a professional orator?
No, look, my love, I'm not an orator.
Oh, yes, you are.
Just a human being who has got feelings, who has been through a lot in her life, understands things. My father and I were always talked about the Holocaust and people that helped him and how he survived and what happened afterwards. He was a very...
May I say something about your
very
father?
brave man.
May I say something about him?
Yeah.
Can I just say that you honour his memory?
Oh, thank you so much, James.
Oh, thank you.
I do, because these people are fantastic. You hear stories of how there was a woman in France. She was in the middle of nowhere and she hid Jewish children. She didn't even tell anybody, but her daughter, when she died, went into the loft and found her diaries. She never told a soul.
I had a friend who was hidden. I had a friend who was hidden, Renee, in Lviv. A woman called Lily Pullman, who I met just like I've met you, because she rang into this programme and we lost her during the Holocaust, but she dedicated, during the lockdown, but she survived the Holocaust and dedicated her life to, and I'm going to say this even if I get a bit emotional, she dedicated her life to precisely the message that you have just shared on this programme. Yeah. Exactly the same message, and it is doable, and we have to hold on to the idea that it's achievable, especially when it feels like it isn't.
Can I just say one thing more? I think our new king and Camilla, they are fantastic. Whether you like, I mean, I was always like pro-royal, but they are fantastic. They had portraits taken of Holocaust survivors, and as you go into Buckingham Palace, they are on the wall. His very good friend was the late Chief Rabbi Jonathan Sachs, Dr. Jonathan Sachs, and he liked him. It was like a mentor to him when he was younger, because, as you probably realise, he didn't get on with his father very well, but he used to go to Jonathan Sachs and talk to him, not always about religion, just about life.
And he wanted, of course, to be defender of all the faiths when he was a younger man. He recognised the importance of diversity and plurality.
Yeah, he was brilliant.
Are you sure you haven't got a podcast?
No, I would love to have a pod. I don't even know what it is. I'm not very. I've only recently got an iPhone.
Well,
do you want to hear something, James? I've only recently got an iPhone because I'm very old-fashioned. I believe in a proper telephone. Talk to people. And see people.
I can tell. I've got to
James,
go to the.
I know, let you go, James. But I'm listening like you've never seen. Carry on with LBC. It is. You know, you've got it right.
Well,
thank you very much for listening to me.
I'm on my toes now, and thank you. Don't go yet. I just want to read you some of the messages that have come in while you've been talking, all right?
Please.
A fabulous call. Ask this lady to start a podcast, please. The world is in a dreadful state. We need more Renee. This lovely lady is so right. She has me in tears. This lovely lady has made me cry. I'd run through a brick wall for this lady, says Ollie in Cheltenham. Please, can we clone Renee? We need more of her, and her chicken soup needs to be available on the NHS. And I could go on. So just take that from me, will you? All right.
You know what? I'm sorry before I go, James. Before you go, I would love to go into politics and get to the nitty gritty of everything, because unfortunately we go off in this country where whoever's in power, they seem to go off the grid. We've got to get to the nitty gritty of everything.
I couldn't agree more. My only caution, if you did go into politics, Renee, would be that PMQs would take a day and a half. But I have loved talking to you, and I also, if I may, I also honour your father's memory, because you obviously have him in your thoughts every time that you work through these incredibly difficult times and arrive at such beautiful conclusions. Thank you for sharing them with us all today.